It's another lovely, beautiful Tuesday evening right here in the beautiful city of learning called Kaduna. Yeah. And it's time for the Never Dull Moment program on radio that's talking about Ground Zero, the program where we pick up topical issues in the polity, and with you, and of course, the analysts that we have in-house, we try to make sense out of some of the things that may ordinarily sound senseless to some people, and we try to give a clearer understanding to it, looking at all angles, looking at all perspectives, and of course extrain these issues to see how they relate with us directly. My name is Ehis Adbon, and on the program today we shall be looking at so many things. I would say I've never had a program this hot in a very long while. Well, I would say that is because just when I'm preparing to finalize my program, new issues will come up. Just today alone, this afternoon, we had about 3 or 4 breaking news in respect of issues or in respect of developing stories. And on the program today, we shall be looking at all of this and taking it from different angles and making sure that every Nigerian understands what we are talking about and how it resonates with us. I have my guests seated, but before I get to introduce them, I just want to give you a tip of the iceberg so that while you reflect on that, I'll introduce my guest and we will look at details of what we want to talk about on the program today. I'll start from the first item that I have listed as part of my snippets, which is APC leadership crisis. The APC national headquarters or secretariat has been sealed. Originally, that wasn't the angle of the discussion the script I was preparing for the program, but I had to dump that script and pick up the latest one in the list of the APC crisis. Secondly, we'll be looking at Ondo State, where the chairman of the People's Democratic Party has told the deputy governor that recently defected, that they are not going to impose him on anybody. He would go through the process just like every other person that's interested. Then thirdly, and the one that is a little bit confusing to everybody, is the Edo 2020 governorship election. Yes, confusing in the sense that the PDP in the state recently got a big fish, if I would use those words, as the governor, who was an APC member, and his deputy moved over to the party alongside the 24 local government chairmen in the state, and of course every other structure in the state moved on over to the PDP. Now, what that means is that whatever plans the PDP had before now, they had to shove it aside to accommodate the new persons that were coming on board. And as a result of this, there was a court, one of the aspirants that felt was denied, took a restraining order, restraining Obaseki from participating in the PDP primaries that is coming up tomorrow on the 24th. And that was the story we had as at this morning. And just this afternoon, there was a little clarification as the court has denied granting any order to ban Obaseki. Rather, the court said they demanded for the motion to be served on the defendant, who happens to be Obaseki. From that, we'll move to another very troubling one. This time around, it's in the affairs of international politics and diplomacy, where the federal government has summoned the Ghanaian envoy over the demolition of part of the Nigerian High Commission in Ghana. Demolition or trespassing on one's High Commission is as good as trespassing on that country, because it's a sovereign entity within an entity. The last but definitely not the least is one that has become a recurring decimal as a part of the country keeps saying that they have been shortchanged or underserved, as eminent socio-cultural leaders from the southern and middle belt region of Nigeria have sued President Muhammadu Buhari over the lopsided appointment. These are what we'll be looking at on the program today. Now, who are those that would help us to bring these things to proper perspectives? My guest on the program today, starting from first, a veteran journalist and one that has been around for a long time and also handled issues pertaining to politics and current affairs in Nigeria. I'm talking about no other person other than John Aduku, the veteran journalist. John Aduku, you are welcome to Ground Zero.
Thank you, Ahis.
I also have with me on the program today a public affairs commentator in the person of Musa Bala. Musa Bala is also a regular on Ground Zero. Musa Bala, you are welcome to Ground Zero.
Thank you, Mr. Ahis, and good evening, listeners all over the world.
And the last but definitely not the least is another gentleman who is also a political analyst and, of course, a defense studies expert. And that's talking about Alexander Osobu. Alexander, you're welcome to Ground Zero.
Thank you very much for having me.
And, of course, you, the listener, can be a part of the program by going to our various social media handles. You go to the Invicta FM Facebook page where we already have the post up there, and add your voice, add your comment, or ask a question of what we are doing in the studio. And the Facebook page of Invicta FM is Invicta FM Kaduna. Invicta FM Kaduna. The post is already up there. Of course, alternatively, you can go to the Ground Zero Show on Facebook. Ground Zero Show page. You would also see the comments there, and there's a link there. Also, you can go to our Twitter handle at Ground 0989. Ground 0989. You'd also see the post. And of course, alternatively, Invicta FM 989. And not forgetting too that you can listen to us from anywhere in the world by just downloading the Invicta FM app from Google Play Store, or you can go to our website www.invictafm.ng, where you can listen to us from anywhere in the world. Okay, having introduced my guest, let's just look at a little bit of the background on what we are discussing today, and I'm just going to do that randomly. I'll start from the summons by the federal government of the child affair of the High Commission of Ghana to Nigeria, Miss Eva Denu, over the demolition of parts of the Nigerian embassy in Ghana. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Godfrey Onyema, made this known yesterday. It was done through his Twitter handle. And now, what are the issues? The issues is that a particular clan is claiming that the land is their ancestral homeland and they want to take it, and they also claimed at the same time that they thought that the Nigerian High Commission sold it to a Nigerian businessman that was going to construct some things there. Whether to a Nigerian businessman or not, as long as it's part of the property of the High Commission, it is actually Nigeria in Ghana. Whatever they do with it is Nigeria's business and none of their business. But the annoying part of it was that even in the course of the demolition, the way that they harassed Nigerians that we are within this sovereignty of Nigeria, because the High Commission is the sovereignty of Nigeria there, came in with bulldozers. Their police were there just watching, not doing anything. And that is something that, if not handled, can lead to a serious diplomatic crisis between Nigeria and Ghana. Okay, I would also want to look at a little bit of this other snippet where eminent socio-cultural leaders from Southern and Middle Belt Nigeria have sued the President Muhammadu Buhari for 50 billion naira over marginalization of the people of the region in the appointment to security, quasi-security agencies and strategic agencies of Nigeria. The 16 plaintiff filed a suit marked very long FHC/this/that at the Federal High Court in Abuja on the 8th of June. Among the plaintiffs are an Ijaw leader, Chief Edin Clark, the Afenifere leader, Chief Ruben Fasoranti, President General of Ohaneze Ndido, Dr. John Nwodo, a leader of the Middle Belt people, Dr. Pogu Bitrus. The names are long. We will not be running through all of the names. The suit was instituted on behalf of the defendant by 10 senior advocates of Nigeria, comprising of Solomon Asemota, Tijani Ayonlaja, Chuks Muoma, Albert Okpobuje, Tayo Oyetibo, Pius Akubo, Ms. Nela Ndem Rabana, Mike Ezekome, Akinpelu Onigbinde, and Ebun Olu Adegborua. Okay, let's quickly look at the third item, where barely 24 hours after the defection of the Ondo State Deputy Governor, Mr. Adbola Ajayi, to the People's Democratic Party, the national chairman of the party, Uche Secondus, has welcomed the Deputy Governor, saying he will add value to the party. Secondus, however, declared that the Deputy Governor, who has also indicated interest in contesting the governorship election, would not be imposed on other aspirants of the party. I'm sure this is coming in the heels of what happened in Edo State, where the governor came in, some claimed imposed, and others stepped aside, but one did not just want to go down without a fight. And that will lead us to the fourth item that we'll be looking at today, which is the Federal High Court sitting in Port Harcourt that was said to have restrained Godwin Obaseki from participating in the PDP gubernatorial election. The suit was instituted by an aspirant, Omoroje Obaide Ihiyama, asking the court to stop the governor, who just decamped to the party, from participating in the shadow election. There are so many documents attached, but quickly also, just this afternoon, a Federal High Court in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, has refused to bar Godwin Obaseki, the Edo State governor, from participating in the People's Democratic Party PDP primary election slated for on Thursday. Mr. Obaseki was granted waiver by the PDP recently and joined the opposition party and from the All Progressive Party. Now, the major reason stated by Mr. Obede was that Mr. Obaseki recently joined the party and only those who purchased the form during the stipulated window should be allowed to participate in the primaries elections. Okay, that's also long. There are other angles or items attached to that. Now we'll quickly look at the last item, which is armed policemen sealed the National Secretariat of the All Progressive Congress on the orders of the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, today. It was gathered that the IGP had scheduled a meeting with some of the feuding members of the party for 1 p.m. earlier today. The appellate court sitting in Abuja last week upheld suspension of the APC national chairman, Adams Oshomole. Chief Giadom is laying claim to the position of the APC national chairman in an acting capacity, but some of its colleagues in the National Working Committee said the former governor of Oyo State, Senator Abiola Ajimobi, who is indisposed, is the acting chairman of the party, and that is the crisis that is presently rocking the All Progressive Congress. Okay, let's quickly just go because we have so much to talk about. We are just going to do it chap, and fast. Let's take it from the first item, the leadership crisis in the All Progressive Congress. And what does it portend for the party? All of this crisis happening at this point in time. Alex Osobu.
Thank you very much. It portends a situation whereby the party will not be coming out with clear result in the forthcoming election. Because if you look at the timing, so close, September is around the corner in Edo State.
Yeah.
October is around the corner in Ondo State. And this crisis is still rocking the party. And it's quite unfortunate that APC, as a political party that we saw in 2014, is really breaking apart so soon like this. In so many factions, struggling for the soul of APC, derailing the vision of APC as a political party, forgetting the people, forgetting the masses. Now individuals are being imposed, no internal democracy. And if you look at it, even the most dangerous angle to it is when you look at each of these factions, they have security agency that is loyal to each of them. Now the police is sealing off the Secretariat. Tomorrow you will hear the DSS coming on board that is loyal to another party, or to another faction rather. So to me, it's quite unfortunate, and it portends a situation where the party will not be coming out clean in the forthcoming elections.
All right. I'll come to Musa Bala now. Prior to the 2015 general elections, 2014, PDP had a crisis like this, which eventually culminated in, I wouldn't say dismembering the party or seriously withering the party's ability to even stage a fight during the general election. And of course, we know that thereafter the PDP kept losing every other election that came their way. This same scenario seems to be playing out now. Internal wranglings and all of that. What do you think will be the impact of this on the ruling party in Nigeria?
That is with regard to Edo election.
Which primarily Edo election, but ultimately we think 2023 is far away. It's actually not quite far away.
No, it's, as far as I'm concerned, 2023 is a bit far away. It's a bit far away. And okay, can you hear me now? Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, 2023 is a bit far away. But to be very sincere, I'm not surprised about what is going on now.
Okay.
Wars have happened 2019. Remember, APC faces a lot of decamping. It has never happened in the history of Nigeria where a sitting Senate president, a sitting House Speaker, about 20 senators, and a lot of big politicians decamp from APC to another party, all in protest of what is going on in the party. But at the end of the day, I think all of them pay the price. I'm not saying that it's going to repeat itself now. Sometimes politics is not like science.
Yeah.
What happened yesterday
can still happen today.
Can still happen differently in the same circumstances.
Yeah.
So if you look at the crisis now in Edo and Ondo State, the president decided to, as usual, allow things to take its natural course. It might not be the best, but this is his approach right from the word go. I always say it. He has remained the only president that even when campaigning for an election, he was calling on the people of Nigeria to go out and elect the people they like, irrespective of their party difference. It has never happened. So President Buhari believed that there should be party supremacy. He don't need to intervene in everything. That is why he decided to keep his hand off.
Okay.
There are a lot of criticism to that, but there will have been a bigger criticism if he decided to support one faction in the crisis.
Okay, I'll come to John Aduku now. I know that you have walked this role right from in the 1979 election, 1983 election, all of the elections you have seen, so many of the political parties that have come and gone. Some of them were consumed by crisis. Some of them survived it. Some politicians cross-carpeted and all of that. Because if I recall, in 1983, when we had the Adisa Akinloye and the crisis they had around Ondo State then, when the governorship candidate moved from UPN to MPN, which culminated in UPN losing the election then to MPN, and of course the crisis that eventually followed all of that. Now, it is happening. It seems to be happening again with a specific focus on Edo State now, which is just a neighboring state to Ondo State.
Yeah.
All of this is happening now in Edo State. Godwin Obaseki moved from APC to PDP. The deputy governor moved along with him. The national chairman of the party is from that state. They have their crisis, and this has resulted in so many crises, even at the national level. Now, what does this speak of our politicians? What kind of politicians do we have? Is it that they can move from party anyhow without ideas or without ideology, or what? How do you rate our politicians generally? Yes.
Let me tell you. Let me start by saying that Nigeria is a joke. What is happening in the political field in Nigeria is a joke. Let me tell you, as you rightly said, I've been with politics since 1979. I interviewed late Shagari in Maiduguri during his presidential rally. From then on, I've been with all the presidents you mentioned. Sincerely speaking, what is happening in APC and Nigerian politics at large, the politicians are strange bedfellows. There's no ideology. In fact, look, they are ganging up to steal our national wealth. And that's all. If not, how can you tell me, Adams Oshomole, you are the national chairman of the APC. You brought in Godwin Obaseki,
yeah.
Campaigned for him, told Nigerians all sorts of things. Today, Godwin Obaseki is anathema that he has committed offense. Which offense has he committed? Adams Oshomole is bringing his personal quarrel into national politics. And let me tell you,
Yeah.
Eze Iyamu, according to records, it was alleged that he's a criminal. And Adams Oshomole said it when he was campaigning for Obaseki. 2016. So then, let me tell you, Obaseki is coming back to Edo government house. Nobody will stop him. Eze Iyamu cannot stop Obaseki from carrying the day.
Okay, from your own estimation and having walked this rope, you believe that Obaseki is going to floor Eze Iyamu?
100%.
All right. Okay, let's quickly take some messages. I will come back so we have enough time to talk about these issues. They are hot and burning issues, and it's coming to you on Invicta 98.9 FM. The program is Ground Zero. And in the studio this evening, we have hot and experienced panelists. Let's take these messages. We'll be right back.
Okay, we should.
All right, welcome back to the program Ground Zero right here on Invicta 98.9. And we have just looked at the leadership crisis in the APC and how it may possibly affect party politics in Nigeria moving forward. Let's quickly now look at the lead opposition party and what is coming out from there, because in recent times it seems as if they've been gaining ground, as they've been able to at least have a governor in Edo State, increasing the number of states under PDP to 17, while number of states ruled by APC is 18, and ABGA
19.
Is it 19?
19.
ABGA,
From 20 now to 19.
Okay.
APC 19.
Now, with all of these, Ondo State may also be going in that direction if the politics in Ondo is not, if the politicians in Ondo don't put their heads together. Now, Ondo in particular, because Akeredolu, the present governor of Ondo State, did not get the blessing of the grand godfather of Southwest politics, that's Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, in 2016, when, was it? Yeah, 2016, yes, when they held the election, the governorship election in Ondo State. His favorite candidate was this lawyer, this APC son, the names just skipped my. Okay, he was Tinubu's favorite candidate, but eventually Akeredolu got it, and there was a major and massive protest of ground by the people. And now that this is happening this way, and now it's time for another governorship election, and we are having rambles even within the camp of Akeredolu, the deputy governor moving alongside with about 7 members of the State House of Assembly and also some other aides and other people moving to the PDP. But now, PDP is saying that even if you come with all of this, you are not going to just get
imposed.
Automatic impose you, yes,
impose
on the people, just the way probably Edo State, the governor was imposed on them by the party leadership in Edo State.
Yeah.
Coming out of, I want us to join Edo State issue, Ondo State issue together, because we do not have much time. How that is going to come out, And of course, looking at Edo State and with the recent issues happening there too, where other people that were to participate in the primaries that felt that they were not given fair enough chance by allowing Obaseki to take part in, because it has not been imposed. He was only allowed to take part in the primaries, though Gideon Ihine has stepped aside for him just yesterday.
Yes.
So probably it's going to be a two-man horse race between Obaseki and, of course,
Iyamo.
Ihama.
Okay, within the PDP.
Yeah, within the PDP that will go through the primaries now. And also, the court has come, he went to court in Port Harcourt to get an injunction. They said it should be served on him via any newspaper, national newspaper, because probably he's not been able to serve the summons
in person
on Obaseki in person. Now, even when they go through all of these, will the ghost of APC still not haunt Obaseki, knowing that APC disqualified him because they said there were discrepancies in his certificate? Now, he wins or he loses. Will the ghost of the primaries not haunt them just the way it's haunting some other persons? Bayelsa readily comes to mind, where someone will come from somewhere and render all of the outcome of the primaries useless. Politics in Nigeria. Let me start with
Ahis.
Yes.
That's why I said Nigeria is a joke. You are from Edo.
Yes.
And you are telling me that Obaseki did not go to university. In fact, what the constitution even said is, if you know how to read and write, why should people be inundating us with certificates? You are a university graduate, you are this and that. That is rubbish in politics. The constitution said when you know how to read and write, with primary 7, you can contest election.
Yeah.
You see? So what is happening in Edo is Adams Oshomole versus Obaseki, because Oshomole want to impose himself on Obaseki. Obaseki now said, look, I'm matured. The way I have come so far, please allow me, let me be myself. So nobody will tell me that certificate or something will stop Obaseki from contesting election.
Yeah.
The problem in PDP is, yes, some people worked. They have been on the ground before Obaseki came. They thought the man is coming to eat too much from where he didn't show. If not, there's no problem in that. But people are the cross-carpeting, as you earlier said, and they remain in their parties. So for anybody to even contemplate saying either the Ondo deputy governor or Obaseki, this and this, should not contest election, they should quit their positions. That is null and void.
All right. I'll come to Musa Bala now. This is getting very interesting. I did not tell you, Musa Bala is also a political scientist. Now, as one that does research in politics and all of that, now, Obaseki is in the picture of the Edo State equation. Ize Iyamo is in the picture of Edo State election equation. The influence for Shomole has most likely been withered down.
Yeah.
Knowing that Philip Shuaibu, that comes from the constituency of Adams Oshomole, is also a strong man and a grassroots mobilizer in Edo State. All of this stacked against Oshomole, because I don't see this battle as a battle between Ize Iyamo and Obaseki, but rather a battle between Oshomole and Obaseki, because Oshomole, I would say to a large extent, arranged Ize Iyamo to be the candidate of the APC, because from the primaries that was done yesterday, he came out as the person that would...
You won it.
Yes. Now, let's do some calculations. What's your permutation for Edo State?
My permutation is that a lot of things will happen in Edo State, and both the parties, both the actors, they are not serious.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
Because they are taking advantage of people lobbying a particular political party. If the people that are insulting Obaseki today, I'm sorry, insulting other people because of Obaseki. If Obaseki had not left APC, he would have been the one being insulted.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So he just suddenly became a saint because he joined this political party. And I've told you, even before we start this program, that the biggest mistake he made, he moved to another party only after he was rejected. He's supposed to have, foreseen what will happen.
Yeah.
Right from the word go.
Yeah.
And he already violated this same party, PDP. They are the one that have alleged that he has destroyed Edo.
Yeah.
A few months ago. And now he is their saint. So when you look at the entire scenario, it's such a system whereby we allow things that are not supposed to be allowed to drive our political analysis. The personality of individual and the political party is what we look.
Yeah.
Somebody that
Stomach infrastructure.
Thank you very much. You've explained it. Somebody that I can insult the hell out of a person today, and tomorrow I'll go to any length to defend him.
Wow.
That is Nigeria. And it's not peculiar to a particular party. All of them.
Yeah.
And Obaseki being in PDP, the crisis he already created in PDP. Look, according to PDP constitution, you cannot just come in today and be a candidate. You have to stay a minimum of 6 months.
He has been giving waiver.
That's I'm saying. Given the waiver, did they take into consideration all factors? Which is no.
Do we have factors in Nigerian politics?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I say. Which is no. Do you understand? So I'm looking at it. Whether I've been advising the people of Edo State. I said, if you monitor me, I say Edo State is greater than Oshomole. Edo State is greater than Obaseki.
Yeah.
Edo State is greater than APC. It's greater than PDP.
Yeah.
And it's greater than any single individual to foment trouble in Edo State. And by the way, by the time that each and every one of them, became the governor, what will happen? There's not going to be any significant change.
Yeah.
Maybe those that have destroyed their property or, God forbid, lost their life will just be sorry. That's all. They will not even visit some of the people that may lost their life. That is why I advise them, look, leave these people. They are not after your development, but they use what you people don't know and you have sentiment to build on something. Anybody that want that place, let him go. As the president said, elect any leader of your choice and let him change the society.
All right. I'll come to Alex Osobu now. Looking at these factors, it seems as if we are in a catch-22 situation whereby anyone you take, you still lead to the same place.
Yeah.
You pick A, you still lead to B.
Yeah.
You pick C, you still come back to B. So, looking at this Edo State situation now, if you are to strategize for the parties involved, let's start first with for Ize Yamo Shomole, because I call them a team. What would be your advice to them? Then we'll now do strategizing for Obaseki Felix Shuaibu.
The best strategy in democracy, especially established democracy, is still the people. It's unfortunate that in Nigeria, the type we practice here is using federal might, using the secret agencies and what have you to brutalize and coerce people. In fact, in some cases, they drive away the people from the polling units, even go to the length of, taking lives because the lives, do not matter to them. So the best strategy for both Party A and Party B would have been the people bringing ideology. But unfortunately, like our daddy in the house said, these are political parties without any form of ideology, unlike our forefathers like the Awo, the Azikiwe and what have you, and the Amadu Bello. So this set of politicians are people who do not even in any way know about the effort that our forefathers put into fighting for independence, and it has come now. And those that actually now fought for this democracy, it has come, but they were not part of it. The real people that fought for this democracy we are enjoying today, check out whether they are even in place of position. They are out already. Is any of the children of the Abiola in power today?
Or Sadauna?
Where?
Or Tafawa Balewa?
So it's unfortunate. But meanwhile, let me quickly, I really quickly want to say something about what Mr. John said concerning certificate. In as much as the constitution does not actually stipulate you must present first degree or second degree, it does not mean we should bring in fake certificates, which has been so rampant among our politicians. Yeah. But at what point did Obaseki present fake certificate? Which is also a fundamental question to me as a person. And the APC crisis, like me, in contrary to the view of Musa Bala, that despite the one they had in 2019, they won. To me, they didn't win. They didn't win.
Entitled to your opinion.
Because in 2015, when these people came to on board, APC was having 26 states under John Oyegun. Isn't it?
Yes.
Now Oshomole came to power from 26 states
To 19.
He brought in Crises to 20, now to 19. And we are seeing more.
I think that's the beauty of democracy.
Yeah, it's the beauty of democracy, but when you bring in this Machiavellic nature of approach to
There's
issues,
nothing Machiavellian there.
you see the number dropping.
Okay.
So I'm foreseeing situation even in Ondo, like you said, we should join the issue of Ondo.
Yeah.
Ondo, to thank God for the way PDP. Though I'm not supporting PDP as a political party, neither am I supporting APC. But the fact that the approach PDP has brought on board, which is the internal democracy we are talking about, when you allow the people to choose their own candidate within the party, it gives in a room of belongingness, this sense of belongingness to everybody, irrespective of who comes out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So what is playing out in Ondo is a very good step for PDP. Likewise in Edo, definitely we all have our different interests, and there will be people that will be aggrieved because this person is just coming. But to me, I'm not seeing Obaseki as an imposed candidate, because even the local chapter of PDP was carried along in bringing him.
And
All right.
yes, let me add something. We forgot, I think the three of us, we forgot to mention it. A leader of a party. See, when MPN was MPN those days, Adisa Akinloye.
Yes.
Adisa Akinloye
Was in Lagos.
was the alpha and omega
Of MPN.
of MPN. If he say yes, it's yes. If it's no, it's no. And Akinloye that time did not speak from two sides of his mouth. You see? And the problem APC, why I'm annoyed with APC? I'm annoyed because of my Oga. That's President Buhari. This is the man we all relied on. That when he comes, he's going to change.
Oga John, can I ask you one question?
I'm coming. Hold on, don't worry. That he will change what has been
Narrative.
going wrong in Nigeria. Then he came in and said, I am for everybody and I am for nobody. That's why the APC is dying. Right from day one, I know that Adams Oshomole is not going to be a good leader because of the way he's too erratic, he's too emotional. Right from the primaries of 2019, the governors have been accusing him of taking bribe from them. You know what happened in Imo between him and Rochas Okorocha?
Yeah.
It's like going to tear each other's dresses. You see? So, as long as Mr. President keeps quiet, that means nobody is in control of the party. Then it's like everybody for us all and everybody for himself and God for us all.
All right.
My Oga John Aduku have
Communism.
just contradicted himself. He said in 1979, the leadership of MPN
MPN.
was in charge.
Yeah.
Why should Buhari now be in charge? If
I said that
if we want a,
I said
if we want to
Oshomole is
strengthen
not
our
in
democracy,
charge.
the change Buhari brought, which we are not familiar with it and which we don't want to welcome it, is that Buhari remained to not to impose or participate in the internal democracy of APC.
All right, let's quickly move to the next item because we are quickly running out of time, and it's going to be sharp.
Take me
We'll
to
just
my middle belt,
look at the okay. Let's look at the crisis, the diplomatic role. Just sharp. 30 seconds. What does this speak of the attitude of other nations to Nigeria?
It's quite unfortunate, and this boils down to the fact that this is how we present ourselves, to the international body, because how you present yourself to the outsider, that's how they treat you.
Yes.
How you present,
The way you make your bed.
that's how you lie on it, and this has been the bone of contention.
All right,
There
Musa
is
Bala.
nothing a country can do to represent itself to that extent that another country can destroy its property. That thing, the government of Ghana have already come out and apologized and said they don't know anything about it. So there is an arrangement both from Nigeria and Ghana to define something, and which they did. But there is no problem, we don't have any problem with Ghana that will warrant Ghana authority to authorize the destruction of that property. And I'm telling you, it is the handiwork of mischief makers, and they will soon be exposed.
All right, John.
It's very funny. We Nigerians, especially our leaders, we are taking everything on kid gloves. See, the world, or let me say African countries, they jealous us so much. But our leaders, whether they know or they don't know, I don't know. They jealous Nigeria because we are the most populous Africans, and we are rich. But the problem we are having is with our diplomatic missions. I don't know how they are behaving. If not, how can Ghana, somebody, okay, where is the police? They said police were around that place,
yes,
and were
there.
watching the people.
Yes, I saw the video.
Okay, good. Why? Okay, the Ghanaian government, the time they were doing that, have they called the people that did that thing and reprimanded them? Nobody knows. See, so what I'm saying is, our people, our leaders, we should be careful how we take our brothers, because if you take them as our brothers, they are taking us as enemies, and they have been challenging our authority. Look at the insurgency we are facing today. All those places in Borno has about 6 boundaries with other countries. How are these arms coming in? Musa Bala, how are these arms coming in?
Let's look at
it's from our neighbors.
We are running out of
traitors.
time. We are running out of
definitely.
time. Let's look at the Southern and Middle Belt leaders that have sued Buhari over lopsided appointment. I'll start from John.
Good, start from me. I'm a Middle Belter. Sincerely speaking, they are jokers.
Who?
The Middle Belters, those that went to court.
Okay.
They are jokers. When they were empowered, the Middle Belt, when they were empowered, what do they do to us?
And the South.
And the South. Better man, the South. They did something for their people. But when our people were in government, Gowon was there. What did he do for the Middle
David
Belt?
Mark.
David Mark, Senate President, was there.
Mantu.
IBB.
Mantu.
Ibrahim Mantu. He tried because of late. I saw some of the employments that he gave to his plateau people. I didn't see any other Middle Belt name
I
inside.
think David Mark also tried when it comes to that.
Good.
If it is
Appointment.
Okay, tell us.
Appointment.
Okay, fine, appointments. But developing our region, sincerely speaking, they forgot us. Giving appointment those days, they didn't remember where they came from, and that is what we are. Okay, what of T.Y. Danjuma?
Yeah.
Another powerful.
Yes, T.Y.
One of the
Danjuma.
richest men in Nigeria.
Good. T.Y. Danjuma abandoned us, and I don't know what is the problem to go and sue the federal government. But they are
Sue
just
Buhari.
they are wasting their time, and the lawyers are deceiving. They want to collect their money. If not, it's an effort in futility.
All right, let me come to
My submission is very simple. Let me add to what he has said. These people are not sincere. They are just talking because probably they've been skimmed out from the normal way they used to have money, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And for Nigerians to believe them that the federal government or Buhari have appointment one-sided, I've been begging them, please let them publish list in Nigerian newspapers, and for us to further believe them, just the way Aduku said.
Yeah.
Let them also publish their own and compare it to that of Buhari. And at the same time, lastly, I challenge the National Assembly and the Southern Middle Belt, let them table all the federal government appointment, even our civil service, let them make it equal state by state.
All right, Alex.
Let me take off from where Musa
We
Bala
need to be
stopped.
very fast about it.
I think recently the published names was given to Southwest having the highest employment.
Oh.
But the fact remains that what has been happening, Federal Character Commission, in fact, is the body that is supposed to stabilize and balance this.
Why didn't they complain with that?
It itself has problem. If you remember, Shinkafi since 2018 to 20 is been the acting chairman of Federal Character Commission without board members. Is wrong. Is wrong. And when this issue was, the 37 nominees that was brought to the National Assembly, I think the minority leader who, in person of Abaribe, raised an objection to it. That it has never happened in the history of Nigeria whereby the North will be producing the secretary and the chairman of Federal Character Commission. I'm not saying this. I'm not from Middle Belt, though I might have been privileged to marry from there. But the fact remains that whatsoever we are doing, let's be fair for posterity's sake. That's my own submission, sir.
All right. It's about time we quickly get the listener involved because the phones have been buzzing all along. Let's quickly take some calls. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. East.
Yes, good evening. Quickly, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
You are on to Engineer Emmanuel. I greet your guest.
All right, Engineer Emmanuel, let's quickly have your take.
I think issue of Obaseki and all the ones that is rather unfortunate. So I will call on the people of Edo State. Let them look. If he has done well, they should give him second chance. If he has not done well, they should check. But you see, politicians, they are all the same thing. They are after their own selfish interest and personal interest. They don't have the interest of the masses at heart. That is on that.
Okay.
Then concerning the issue of Ghana, I think it's just unfortunate. The way you lay your bid, that is how you lie on it. These people have been taking all this our neighboring country, takes us for granted. This is a place that, and when I saw that video, the police could not do anything. Instead of them to do something, they were even harassing the Nigerian people there. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So I think in this time around, let them take action for once. So let it serve as a deterrent to others that wants to do something. You know, they always put hand on our eyes. And
all right, and Emmanuel, let's take some other calls.
It's okay.
Thank you so much. 081400989 07087800 are the numbers to dial. Hello, good evening, welcome to Ground Zero.
Good evening, Mr. E.
Yes, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
It's Linda calling from Suruman.
All right, quickly, Linda, let's have your take.
Well, my take is the guests in the house that have spoken much. The only truth that our leaders are very greedy. If not for greediness, then what are you fighting for? Promises, promising, and nothing. If Nigeria at 50, I don't know what to call it, at 60 years or whatever, it's still like this, I wonder what the future holds for us. And for the unborn child, our leaders are very greedy and they have nothing for us.
Yeah.
Those old men there, me as a youth, personally, I'm tired with them.
All right.
Because they are just selfish and greedy.
All right.
That's my point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Linda. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero. All right, Mr. Akure, let's have your take.
Thank you. I really appreciate your panel there.
Yeah.
Me, what I'm saying, honestly, I keep on wondering, if Buhari cannot give us democracy, let him give me spirit. Let me sleep with my two eyes. An issue of Ghana.
Yeah.
Honestly, Ghana have taken us for granted. This the same people will suffer with them at the end of the day. Anyway, they are treating us the way our president takes us. Otherwise, their office will have been demolished too. So that we will go the same way they want. Of course, now, if you not pay me, it rub my back, I rub your own. That's just the plain truth about it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Mr. Akure. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening. Welcome to the program. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
My name is Alice. I'm calling from Rome.
All right, Alice, let's have your take.
I want to talk about the middle belters.
All right, quickly.
They are not serious at all. They should go and put their house in order. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. And we'll take our last call now. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Hello, good evening, Inspector.
All right, good evening. Quickly, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Musa Bala. I'm calling you from Rome.
All right, Mike, let's have your take.
I want to start with the issue of Edo. Honestly, the other people have said, they are damn too self-centered. And we would like to call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
We must not forget what Senator Usani said sometimes, that there are people who are not friends to the king, but friends to their stools.
Okay.
So Oshimole knows what he's looking for. Just South Africa. We must not forget what happened when Joe Gerber was the ambassador at large.
Yes.
Fighting, moving up and down for the freedom of the South Africans.
Yeah.
So Nigeria should not take this Ghana issue for granted. They should treat that with Adelpha here.
All
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much. And let's come back to the studio and do our rounding up because we are actually out of time. Alex, in 30 seconds, let's have your parting words.
My parting word will be that the election should be peaceful in Ondo State, should be peaceful in Edo State. Nigeria is bigger than every one of us.
Musa Bala, your parting shots.
Yes, my call to Edo people, I've been calling, I had wished they will elect somebody different from PDP and APC. So that let's see the difference now. Because these people, when you look at the time this Obaseki spent in fighting Oshomole, I think a lot have been wasted. And on the issue of middle belt, as many people have, middle belt other leaders, have many people have called, I still call on them to please publish all names in our newspapers so that Nigerians will know the truth of the matter. May God continue to bless our Nigeria, and Nigeria is greater than any individual, any ethnic group, or any section of the country. And as I always say, the labor of our heroes past, complete now.
Shall not be in vain.
Thank you.
Elder John Aduku, your parting words.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm calling on Edo people to open their eyes. They should open their eyes because what happened to us in Kogi should not happen to them, whereby helicopters were used to rig election. People were bombing from up, and they were shooting people down, and they were snatching ballot boxes. Let Edo people open their eyes, because I don't trust APC.
That's your personal opinion.
They want to snatch government by all means.
That's your personal
opinion. It happened to me in Kogi. That's why I'm complaining. Thank you.
All right. Let's quickly round up the program this evening. And I'm going to round up with basically this. I'll be able to take just two persons from our social media page. Idigai Ospol, let the court allow Governor Obaseki of Edo State to do his primaries, and the next one is from Tajuddin Nasir. He greeted us and talking about sealing up of the APC National Secretariat. Of course, you can go back to our social media handles where the conversation is going to continue. Well, this is about the size of the program today. It's been heavily packaged and loaded, and it's well, I thank you all for having time to listen to the program. I appreciate all the guests that came on the program today. Alexander Osobu, thanks for having time to be on Ground Zero.
You're welcome.
Musa Bala, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Please plan something for Nigeria. We need food.
Definitely. And Elder John Aduku, thank you so much for having time to be on the program.
Now good.
All right. I am Ehis Adbankome, the peacemaker with a passion for crowd satisfaction. Let's meet on Saturday for another time out. We are working towards holding a Ground Zero national conference where people will sit down and talk about the Nigeria equation. Until on Saturday, I'll say, plant a tree today, water it and watch it grow. May the good mighty Lord bless and keep us all.